For years now, From Software has been making some of the greatest action RPGs in gaming history, and Elden Ring is by far their most successful release. While mostly sticking to the Souls formula in terms of combat, the game includes many additions and refinements on the recipe, with one of my favorites being Ashes of War. These items allow you to slap special moves on your weapons to spice up your fighting style, and throughout the game's lifespan, across all the updates, the most notorious of these moves has to be Lion Claw. It's funny how some things never change. I've been hearing jokes about strength builds since I first got into FromSoft games all those years ago, about how they just ooga booga spam the heaviest weapons to keep all enemies in a permanent state of stagger. We've all seen the clips, right? Tarnished mashing the L2 button and beating bosses with nothing but Lion Claw. Like this. Well, you might not know this, but Lion Claw has actually been a move in the Souls series ever since 2011, utilized by none other than the Wolf Knight himself, Artorias of the Abyss. Not sure why they didn't end up calling it Wolf Claw, but what do I know? Anyway, I decided to take it upon myself to see if this strength user's wet dream was as effective back then as it is now. So today, we're gonna find out if you can beat Dark Souls with only Lion Claw. Or Wolf Claw, or whatever it is. Now technically, there is no Lion Claw in Dark Souls because Ashes of War haven't been invented yet. Hell, we're still 5 years away from even having weapon arts. However, many unique weapons in Dark Souls come with unique movesets. Ornstein's Spear lets you shoot lightning, the Channeler's Trident lets you bust a move, and the Abyss Greatsword comes with a built-in Lion Claw attack. Essentially, this run could be titled, Can You Beat Dark Souls Using Only the Two-Handed Strong Attack of the Abyss Greatsword? But that's kind of a mouthful. Anyway, that's the gist of it. This bootleg Lion Claw is the only way I'm allowed to deal damage to any of the enemies in the game. I don't expect this challenge to be quite as tough as the last one, but we'll see. I start the game up and begin crafting my character, Tony the Tiger. Okay, I need to pick a class with the best stats to wield this weapon right at the start, so let's check the stat requirements for the Abyss Greats... Oh. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Unfortunately, this challenge seems dead on arrival. With the Abyss Greatsword strength requirement of 22, I need at least 17 strength to be able to perform the Lion Claw attack at all. Otherwise, my character just swings the sword around like he's carrying a full pot of water from the sink to the stove. None of the classes start with a high enough strength stat to two-hand the sword, and there's no way to get out of this area without first killing the Asylum demon, which I can't do because I can't use Lion Claw. So we're stuck. Or are we? As I was searching online to see if there were any glitches that allow you to skip the Asylum without damaging any enemies, I discovered that you can clip through this wall and escape without having to fight the Asylum demon. But only in Dark Souls Remastered. Finally, a reason to play this version. Unfortunately, this could not be easier said than done. The glitch itself is pretty simple. All you have to do is drop an item in front of the fog gate here, turn your character like this, then press A on the controller and E on the keyboard at the same time. This will cause you to enter the fog gate at an angle that sends your character up this wall, allowing you to jump over the side of the building and past the Asylum demon. However, this glitch is very finicky. If you're off by just a little bit, and I still don't really know what causes you to be off in the first place, you end up clipping on the other side of the wall where the only way out is to die. That's bad enough already, but on top of that, there are several hollows surrounding this door, and I can't attack them because I can't use Lion Claw yet. You could try to lure them away, but once they see you, they will never stop chasing you. On top of all that, this hollow with the bow and arrows will never chase you. He just digs his little pink heels in the sand and fires away. I was once again worried that the run was dead in the water, but I managed to devise a plan. First, get the attention of all the hollows between the bonfire and the fog gate. Get them to chase you over to the door to the Asylum demon. If you mash A on this door, the dialogue pops up saying it's locked, but it will open for you anyway if you keep pressing A. Lead the hollows into the boss room and get the Asylum demon to smash them to death. This is allowed because I'm not the one doing damage to them, he is. Now quit and reload the game. When you return to the fog gate, they're all dead, but that one bow hollow is still there. Remember that the rules state that I cannot do damage to enemies with anything besides Lion Claw, but kicking a guy, that's no problem. Shove the bow hollow into the next room so it can't hit you, and then you have peace and quiet to attempt the glitch. Well, almost. That hollow will keep repositioning himself so that he has a line of sight on you, so you still have to be quick with it. Ah shit, I fucked it up. Time to start over. Lead the hollows to the boss door, mash A to open it. Mash A to open it. Get killed. So the door glitch stopped working. That doesn't help. I kept trying to lead the hollows as far away from the fog gate as I could to buy me time to attempt the clip, but the combination of hollows chasing me, the bow hollow shooting at me, and the difficulty of the glitch was too much stress for my mind to comprehend, so I hatched a new scheme. I restarted the run, which allowed me to pull off the door opening glitch one last time. I got the hollows killed, then returned to the fog gate and quit the game. I edited my save file to be read-only, which basically let me create a save point right there with the hollows already dead. This gave me endless attempts at doing the glitch safely, and after many failures, I finally escaped. I of course then forgot to change my save file back to normal and had to do it again. Alright, we're about 40 minutes into the run and we finally escaped the Undead Asylum, and now the real game can begin. Well, actually, not really. We still can't do shit to any enemies, which means it's time to go on a scavenger hunt. I took a quick trip down to the Valley of the Drakes, accidentally woke up this dragon who was clearly already dead, then dropped into Blighttown to collect the souls scattered around in the muck before getting all my fluids sucked out by leeches. And I do mean all of them. Popping these souls allowed me to meet the strength and dex requirements for two-handing, which means I can finally do the big jumpy jump that will carry me to victory. Almost. You didn't think the pain was over yet, did you? Let's start by listing all the positives of the Dark Souls 1 Lion Claw. It does pretty high damage for a single hit, and smaller enemies will get knocked down by it, which gives me some extra breathing room. And that's it. Everything else about it sucks major lion cock. The Abyss Greatsword has some really stanky stat requirements, being one of only 3 weapons in the game that requires strength, dexterity, intelligence, and faith to use. So until I get a little smarter and start believing in God more, the attack is still gonna bounce off of enemies, leaving me very vulnerable after every attack. But let's talk more about the attack itself. This move is slow, and I mean slow. There's over a full second between pressing the button and my sword making contact with an enemy, making it extremely easy for the attack to be interrupted before it can come out. It's so slow that even parrying doesn't work because the enemy will just recover before you can hit them. You might be saying, Becky, just equip the wolf ring and some armor for poise, you'll be fine. Let's not forget that this weapon has a weight of 9, so I'm gonna have to increase my endurance by a good amount if I want to wear even the lightest set of armor and still be able to fast roll. The attack also propels you forward a good amount, which is sometimes useful, but more often than not it causes me to miss at point blank range, and missing this move often results in getting splattered across the pavement. Even if I do land a hit, there's a huge amount of end lag that prevents me from dodging or blocking right away. Plus, the move drains my entire stamina bar, so I have to wait an additional half second for it to recover, and blocking will just cause me to get my stance broken. Long story short, this move is so bad, I died to the Crestfallen Warrior with it. It's gonna be a long run, isn't it? After a lengthy rematch, I defeated the Emo Knight and finally took my white ass to an area where I stood a chance against the enemies. Flattening hollow soldiers is fun and all, but it's almost impossible to fight multiple enemies without taking damage. I took my 3rd death when the voices in my head convinced me I could kill a Black Knight, then 2 more deaths just trying to go up a staircase. Havel's rock-hard body would destroy the frail Tony at this point, so I decided to go straight for Taurus Demon. My strategy here was just to land a hit, take a hit, and heal, and thanks to a lucky counter hit, he went down in just 4 swings on my 2nd attempt. I don't think it's ever taken me this long to beat the first boss in any Dark Souls playthrough. I moved on past the Hellkite Drake, apparently didn't learn my lesson from the last Black Knight, and eventually reached the Gargoyles. There might be 2 of them guarding the church bell, but it only took 1 to turn my insides into outsides. These jumpy bastards are almost impossible to hit with this stupid move. I switched gears to Darkroot Garden, hoping to collect some useful items and have a crack at Moonlight Butterfly. Got the Wolf Ring, showed off the impressive range of the Lion Claw, picked up the box art armor, and went after Butterfly, once again losing in a matter of seconds. God damn it, this sucks. I need to level up so bad. This run was already chugging ass, so I went on another pilgrimage of collecting items and souls. I went all the way down to the Great Hollow, collecting almost nothing before getting my shit rocked by a fungus. I then snagged the red Unga Bunga ring and took a dive into the graveyard to kill Pinwheel, which I was thankfully able to do in 1 attempt. Oh god. Oh my god, let's go. There was never any doubt. Give me a good mask. Let's go. It would have been nice to get to wear my spooky Halloween mask, but sadly I had to take it off, because apparently a paper plate spray-painted silver with some eye holes cut out was too heavy for me to fast roll with. I was still desperate for souls, so I went to go hit up my ex at the Northern Undead Asylum, only to get set on fire by her new boyfriend, then find out that she changed the locks and I couldn't get in. So I guess we're not doing Painted World in this run. I went back to fight Butterfly again, which definitely would have been doable if I could have played above the skill level of an orangutan, but apparently that wasn't gonna happen. That's all I got in me right now. With the red Tearstone ring buffing my damage, it should only take 4 swings to kill the butterfly, but I only have time for 3 each time it lands, which then forces me to deal with its tactical nuke attack. Before long, I just folded and decided to farm up the rest of the souls I needed to properly wield my sword. I could farm souls here for a really long time, but I don't want to do that. There is a very slow but very easy soul farm found early in the game back at Undead Burg. All you need to do is climb up the ladder from this bonfire, trigger the dragon's fire to kill the hollows on the bridge, go back and rest, and repeat for a cool 555 souls per cycle. After running this loop for a mere 24 minutes, that annoying red X was finally gone from my weapon icon, granting me the resolve to attempt gargoyles once more. If that whole bit felt scummy to you, just know that grinding out those levels actually didn't increase my damage at all, and only served to stop my sword from bouncing off of every enemy in the game. It also didn't stop me from dying, so I'm really glad I wasted all of that time. Even handing the game off to Freakazoid made no difference, which is crazy because he's goated at Souls games. I took on the Titanite demon in the hopes of getting an upgrade, and here I discovered the last nice thing I can say about the Lion Claw. After you land, your character stays crouched on the ground for a second, which in many cases lets you avoid an enemy's attacks even if you're right in front of them. Unfortunately, killing the demon didn't grant me enough souls to upgrade, so I went back to Moonlight. Yes! You fucking bitch, die forever. The infernal insect went down after the longest fight of my life, allowing me to take both my sword and my confidence to +1. With renewed strength, I took on the gargoyles for the last time. Gargoyle pussy attack, go! Dude, you are such a fucker! Yeah, that's fucking... I don't know why I'm acting like I haven't played this game for fucking 700 hours. Like I don't know that's gonna hit me. Oh my god! Surely this hits. Yes, and I cut off the tail. Yeah, get mad and just yell. Oh my god, let's fucking go. I didn't think about the fact that that would give me a free hit. That's so fucking goated. Do you jump around too? Are you gonna jump? Yeah. Do your fire attack, please. Thank you. Alright, now I just have to not die. Easy! Holy fuck, so easy. What the fuck, how did I die so many times doing this shit? As soon as the first one went down, I knew I had it in the bag. First Bell of Awakening, complete. Dude, he's fucking... What the fuck is this? Move! After an epic battle with Larry, I got my Fap Ring. Finally, the Lion Claw won't consume my whole stamina bar. And you know what? It barely makes a fucking difference. The end lag is still massive even without having to wait for stamina regen. Oh, and you know how when Artorias uses this move, he can pull off 2, 3, 4 of them in a row? Not me. Compare this to the Lion Claw in Elden Ring for a moment. Comparatively tiny stamina drain, way faster attack and recovery, and you can chain it into itself over and over again. Man, I wish I was in a different game right now. But enough complaining, it's sexy spider time. The crouching thing I mentioned earlier came in handy for dodging her fire sword, and I got her on my second try. It would have been nice to get to take advantage of Red Tearstone Ring in this run, but considering there's about a 50-50 chance I get wrecked after every attack, it was just too risky. I took care not to beef it on Ceaseless Discharge this time around, although I was worried I'd run out of time to get the easy kill, but I think he just waits here as long as you need. 1, 2, 3, 4, please let this work, please let this work. 5, come on. Let's go! I spent the bounty of souls I collected and set off for more bosses. Rescued a wizard whose magic was unable to open a door, I guess, then went for the goat. Got a job, but I haven't started yet. Oh, you gotta be fucking jerking me off right now. Stop! Stop! Oh my god, stop. Ah, that was so scary. Am I gonna get killed immediately by a dog when I respawn? Yes! As expected, his puppies made quick work of me. This run really does a good job of making you feel defenseless against the shittiest enemies. Once I managed to survive the initial chaos and get to the safe spot, I took care of the pooches and easily dispatched Capra Demon. I took my speedrun route through the depths, saving Larry along the way. Neglecting the channeler made the Gaping Dragon fight unnecessarily annoying, but these big, slow bosses are definitely the easiest parts of this challenge, and I destroyed his gaping ass. That didn't sound right. It was at this point that I realized another problem with this run. Because I had to meet my sword requirements as quickly as possible, I'm really overleveled, but not in a good way. I started the game as a level 5 thief, but by the time I was able to wield the Abyss Greatsword effectively, I was level 29, and all of those points in intelligence and faith pretty much went to waste. So it takes me way more souls than normal to increase stats that actually matter, like vitality and endurance. Either way, things had really started looking up since Gargoyles. Sense Fortress wasn't too bad, and I was glad to see the wall breaking glitch wasn't patched in the remaster, although I really shouldn't have tried fighting more Titanite demons while knee-deep in poopy sauce. I narrowly avoided getting outsmarted by a rock, squashed Rich Boy Richard, then went on to fight the Guardian of the Villagers. I expected him to... I'm recording, dude, don't meow. I expected him to fall off the bridge almost immediately, but the slowness of my attacks made it take a lot longer to bring him down. I was really dreading the fight with Ornstein and Smough. Considering how much trouble the Gargoyles gave me, I had a feeling that the hardest double fight in the game was going to be a real pain in my lion ass. As such, my main mission was to upgrade myself as much as possible in preparation. I knew I needed as many demon tits as I could get my hands on, but this particular demon was actually fucking impossible in this run. I probably died to him at least 10 times. Just for shits and giggles, I went into ONS raw and lasted about twice as long as I expected to. Just this one. Well, I did a lot of damage in that single hit. I kept trying different armor combinations and switching my primary target, and while I did manage to get to phase 2 a couple of times, it was always against Ornstein, who's way harder to hit like this. Once again, I had to go item collecting. I got every piece of DT, that's a Demon Titanite, I'm just using slang, from Anor Londo, then went back through Sens all the way down to Blighttown to get some dung pies for trading. I then came back up to get a Prism Stone from the Undead Merchant, only to find out that she also sells dung pies for 200 a pop, and I wasted my time. Flew back to the Asylum, traded for 2 more DTs, and got back to Anor Londo to get my sword all the way up to +4. I also snagged a couple of Firekeeper souls on my travels to upgrade my Estus some more, and I finally felt prepared to take on the Golden Boyfriends once again. This time I remembered to use up all my humanities before I entered, since they increased the damage of my sword, which I completely forgot about until now. Probably would have been useful earlier. The staggering new heights of power let me kill Ornstein first, and Super Smough went down shortly after. Don't move. Yes! Once again, I couldn't kill Guinevere, so her little brother would have to wait. Sister? I always forget. I ventured deeper into Darkroot to befriend and then immediately betray the Kitty Committee so I could get the ninja ring. I showed Sif how to properly use the Abyss Greatsword, got Havel's ring, then went to gather up the remaining DTs I needed to max out my blade. If I ever do another Dark Souls challenge run, I am not picking another boss weapon only challenge, because this part always sucks. Soon I had my ultimate weapon and headed back to Boneville. I died several times trying to remember where that stupid seance ring is before delving deeper into bigger Boneville. This time I didn't kill Irina for no reason, netting me a useful miracle, and fought Paladin Larry so I could wear his shield like a backpack. Thanks, buddy. Just stand right there. I'm just gonna line something up real quick. Got his ass. Any boss fight with ads is gonna be a nightmare in this run, so Nito's respawning skeletons were absolutely terrible. After getting killed by him, Patches got his revenge on me, then took his own life over the guilt of kicking so many innocent people. Or he just slipped, I'm not sure. Nito was being really cheeky with his asshole puncturing move, but the classic full Havel technique eventually wore him down.
Have you ever heard of how fish is made, or no?
No.
Don't they just like fuck each other?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Yeah, you a fish fucker?
Hey Google, do fish fuck each other? I went back to the church to purchase some Mormon literature since I figured it might come in handy on my upcoming adventure through hell. It's kind of funny how this is actually the first Asylum Demon fight I've done in this run, considering it's usually the third. As usual, I opted for the arm cut on Centipede Demon to make the fight less restrictive, did the world's longest firewalk, flattened the Chaos Witch, and entered the Bedroom of Chaos. This fight was business as usual, just chop, chop, win. On my way to Seath the Scalist, I stopped by Gwendolyn's place for a quick little chat, squished her tier 3 subscriber, and quickly discovered that the Boarfang is stronger than the Lion Claw. Seath killed Tony in the game, while Freakazoid killed me in real life, and I escaped the Duke's prison without incident. After that, it only took me a few tries to kill the Honky Dragon, and that was mostly just because I was being impatient. I feel like people don't talk enough about how boring this fight is. Finally, it was time for the last Lord Soul, and I managed to get through the whole section without dying. Doing the Chaos Blade run made me forget how easy 4 Kings are when you can just chug Estus right in their faces the whole time. And it made me start to realize something. Progressing through the latter half of this game, I noticed how much easier it was getting, and this does a good job of verifying a common complaint about Dark Souls 1. Many people are of the opinion that the latter half of the game really drops in quality, specifically everything after Ornstein and Smough, and especially the Lord Soul bosses. Not to say they don't have cool designs and lore, but the areas leading up to them are very gimmicky. Ooh, the floor is lava. Ooh, you can't see where you're going. Ooh, you can't hit the enemies. Ooh, you can't see where you're going. As for the fights themselves, the Abyss Greatsword really demonstrates how non-threatening they are. All 4 of them lack the speed and agility to capitalize on the several seconds of downtime between each of my attacks. Nito only stands a chance because of his minions, Seath literally just stands there and casts the slowest magic attacks in the game, 4 Kings basically can't hurt you if you wear good armor, and Bed of Chaos is just random. I think it's fair to say that the devs were running out of time as they were designing these areas, so they had to incorporate some less than satisfying gimmicks to keep the challenge alive. But now, it's time for the DLC. Killing the Hydra was a bitch, as expected, but I got the pendant and hopped into the long-forgotten realm of Ulasil.
Fine dining at Chili's. Last time I went to Chili's, I got really drunk. Well, not really drunk, but drunk enough, and like they give you a little thing at the end that's like, tell us about your experience. And I just typed this like weird rambling paragraph about how fucking godlike the Chili's was, even though it wasn't that good.
The devs have had a nice vacation, and now they're back to show off some bosses that actually make you use your brain to defeat, starting with the Sanctuary Guardian. If there's anything this run has established, it's that fast, jumpy bosses are the bane of the Abyss Greatsword, and the Guardian was no exception. His attacks all come out really fast, and he loves to fly across the arena, making him not only hard to hit, but almost impossible to hit without taking damage. But eventually, I brought him down, all without a single humanity in my bar. I got murked by a Reddit atheist on my way to the next boss because apparently his spin kick move has infinite poise, then came back and showed him that there is a god, and he is me. But this next fight is what it's all about. Artorias. Abyss Greatsword versus Abyss Greatsword. Who was the better wielder of the accursed blade? The Wolf Knight himself, or the lovable scamp Tony?
Give me like 1 sec, Artorias. Just give me 1. No! Oh my god, I'm alive.
What the
Fuck.
fuck, your health?
Uh-oh. That is so... No! Oh my god. Holy fuck, I'm coming! Sorry. I can't believe it. Oh my god, I'm gonna win.
Is this a packet burst?
It's when your packet bursts.
I keep
No,
popping it off. I think
dude!
it's just telling me that-
Dude! This run is surely possible to do, but not without getting hit. Like, there's no fucking way to do this shit without taking a few fucking points of fucking getting damage because of just how shitty this attack is. Do your fucking normal ass move, please. Oh god, I'm not hitting this. You fucking... And like, come on with that shit. Like, my move is shitty enough. Does it really have to fucking miss every time I do it when I'm not staring directly into this guy's fucking cock? Oh, good dodge, you fucking moron. This is such a stupid way to play the game, dude. Oh my god, I can win if I hit him after this. Come on. No, you're joking. Oh, fuck. No! Fuck, dude! God! I fucking... As soon as I dodged backwards, I fucking saw him go... Meow. Whatever. I win now. Me win now. Becky win now. Fucking fuck yourself with the pitchfork, dude. Uh-oh. It's over. No, it's not over. He's being merciful again. Which always fucking confuses the shit out of me whenever it happens. I'm not ready for it. I don't even know why my mind is just like a hole, a black hole that energy fucking pours into and can't escape. Photons bounce off my screen, telling my brain, my reptilian brain, to press the B button on my Xbox controller, which would allow me to dodge it because I've been conditioned to do so for the last fucking 10 years of my life. Playing this fucking game, and yet I just stood there. Shut up and win, pussy! Heal, please. No. No, dude. Fuck you!
Yeah, it was him. It was definitely him. Artorias has almost no attacks that I can safely punish, and while my post-attack crouch animation is good for dodging, he's got plenty of moves that can hit me even when I'm low to the ground. He's also really aggressive, which makes it very hard to find opportunities to heal. The slowness of my attacks comes in to bite me again here. Not only am I unable to prevent him from powering up, which he does several times during the fight, but I'm so slow I can't even hit him and run away to avoid the explosion afterwards. Oh, and if he hits me with his Lion Claw, it's literally just up to him whether I live or die. I guess that's always true, but it hurts even more in this run. Watching him do my move, but so much better than I can. Mogged to hell and back. But slowly, I started to learn, memorizing his deceptive hitboxes and moments of vulnerability, and actually developed a strategy despite having only one move in my arsenal. And after 15 deaths...
Oh my god. Holy fuck. Holy shit, oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking god, oh my fucking god. And I only have one Estus, dude. Holy shit. Wait, I win? Please don't dodge. No, you fucker. Yes. Oh, get fucked. Jesus Christ. This is recording, right? Oh, thank God. Woo! We did it, boys! I'm low-key a god at fucking Dark Souls, dude. Do you guys realize how epically fucking awesome I am? I don't think you appreciate it enough.
I was quickly humbled by Ulasil Township as usual. I got to the elevator on my first run through, but forgot to send it up, then died several times to silly bullshit trying to get that far again, which cost me most of my remaining humanity.
The thing about Dark Souls is, like, it basically saves all the time. Like, if you quit the game at any point, it saves, and... Fuck. Please have fucking mercy. Oh god. Oh my god. Is there a gas leak in my house? Yuckers. These guys are yuckers. Dude, are you fucking... I got spit roasted by black magic.
Soon enough, I made it to Manus, who I was honestly expecting to stonewall the entire run after how hard he was last time.
Okay, wait. This might actually not be nearly as bad as I thought it would. Oh yeah, bro is slow as fuck. Oh. Why are you ass, bro? I'm kind of creaming on him right now.
Luckily for me, he's much larger and much less jumpy than Artorias, and with 20 Estus flasks and no Chaos Blade constantly draining my health, I was able to first try his Forgotten Ass without even maxing out my damage. Calamite was the final boss of the DLC, and the other demon from my previous run with the Chaos Blade. He killed me on my first try when I didn't have any humanity, but after popping the 10 that Manus gave me, he went down without a sweat. It's crazy how much that no healing run affected my mental going into this. I'll never take my Sunny D for granted again, that's for sure. And now, every boss except Asylum Demon and Half-Breed Priscilla had been vanquished, and with 89 deaths under my belt, I entered the Kiln of the First Flame. I already knew that Gwyn was going to be one of the hardest bosses in this run. I had learned early on that parrying wasn't very effective with the slowness of the Lion Claw, and Gwyn is probably the most aggressive boss in the game, along with having lots of fast, high-damage combo attacks. After a couple of blind attempts, I mistakenly forgot to snag my Bloodstain, which resulted in me losing the last bits of humanity I had left, both in-game and in real life. I regretfully returned to the Abyss to farm up humanity, which was especially infuriating with how many times I phased through these enemies with my attacks. Once I felt fully prepared, I went back to the Lord of Cinder. I tried some different armor combinations, Flash Sweat, even Iron Flesh, but none seemed very effective, so I just settled on the classics. A mixture of Havel's and Gold-Hemmed armor, Grass Crest Shield, Child Mask, and good old-fashioned parrying. Despite the fact that I can't actually riposte him, parrying Gwyn leaves him vulnerable for longer than normal human enemies. Even still, I was gonna have to lock in, since I was almost guaranteed to get clapped back after every Lion Claw. And lock in I did.
Oh, that time I got out without getting hit. I'm actually doing it, dude. I didn't think it would be... I genuinely thought it might not be possible. Uh-oh. Honestly, that's fine. That was half my health, actually. Please get up. We're good. Just leave me alone for 1 sec. Oh god. Let's go, let's go. Oh my god, he's one hit away. Dude, no way I'm gonna do this without 100 deaths. Oh, you're done. What can you say? I'm just kind of the best player in the world, honestly, when you get down to it. That's literally what I did.
That Lion Claw might not be as good as it is today, but it can still take a lowly undead all the way to the first flame. As Tony was faced with the choice of either burning himself alive or ruling over a dead world, I had to consider the lore. So I asked myself, why did our stalwart Tony do all this? Why spend so much time working to wield the most difficult weapon to master in all of Lordran, only to use it in the most buffoonish way imaginable? My first thought was that he's just an idiot. He woke up in a dungeon, found a cool-ass abyssal sword, and stubbornly decided that it had to be better than anything else he could find, even though it took him hours of work just to be able to swing the damn thing. But that doesn't really make sense. After all, even a moron would realize that if he could do a crazy flip jump overhead slash, he could swing the thing like normal too. No, there's more to him than that. Normally, the Abyss Greatsword can only be obtained after killing Artorias and using his soul to craft it. To me, this signifies that the chosen undead must know of Artorias, or at least possess his spirit, in order to pull off his signature techniques. Maybe in his past life, Tony the Tiger was an adherent of the Wolf Knight, perhaps even a hopeful cadet in Gwyn's army, who lost his life and wound up undead. But when he awoke to his hero's own blade in his arms, he saw an opportunity for rebirth, to claim a destiny of his own. He remembered some fateful words that Artorias said to him, right before his final battle. When the fog of war clouds your mind, do not falter to the darkness. Steel your heart, ready your sword, and do a flip. Tony was not a wolf, and certainly not a lion. He was hardly even a tiger. If the Lion Claw is a true reflection of the Wolf Knight flip, then Tony's Abyss Greatsword attack, his own little tiger scratch, is a pathetic imitation. A hollow's sad attempt to mimic the greatness of Gwyn's proudest warrior. In spite of that, he persisted onwards, taking his hero's words a bit too literally, but nonetheless staying true. His battle with Artorias was a tragic one, with the wolf's mind lost to the abyss, unable to recognize his former pupil. But there were moments of humanity that shone through, and these were certainly not lost on poor Tony. Why else would he have been spared so many times, allowed to continue the fight? In the end, Tony's journey was one of self-discovery and self-actualization. Therefore, he could not follow the path of his predecessors as a Lord of Cinder. His heroes were vanquished, and he alone remained. Ironically, his use of the accursed sword may have allowed the abyss to corrupt him, just as it did Artorias. Whether it was the lingering will of Manus, or Tony's own intrepid spirit, the choice was made to let the flame die out, and rule over a world of endless dark. Hey everyone, thanks for sticking around until the end. Sorry this video took so long to come out. I started a new job right after my last upload and haven't had nearly as much time to work on videos, but I should be uploading more regularly in the future. My Plants vs. Zombies video did insanely well, and I really appreciate everyone's kind words in the comments. Speaking of comments, be sure to leave one on this video if you'd like. I really enjoy hearing what you guys have to say, and if there are any games or challenges you'd like to see me try next, let me know. And remember, if you want to catch me playing these games live, follow me at twitch.tv/yizbectasaur. Special thanks to SN Menji for the channel and thumbnail art. His Twitter is linked in the description below. I'm Yizbectasaur, but you can call me Becky. I'll see you next time.